You can probably hear the crickets chirping. But you know what? That's fine. I'm just making a video. There's no reason. I deleted 22 minutes of unuploaded footage about failing Magma's block ladder clutch, which, I mean, I was never going to succeed, and I spent 12 minutes doing that, and then 10 minutes 5 minutes walking around the prison, my new prison, and then just 5 minutes showing how you can easily escape from the outside, due to the fact that it's not ready yet, with just end crystals. You only needed like 4 to get to the cell. But I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna work on the prison. I probably shouldn't record the redstone, but does it really matter? Is someone going to use the fact that I placed the footage, I have footage of me, building the stuff? If someone does, great for them. If they don't, also great for them. I don't care. Honestly, this prison's already mainly a failure. It's not a bad prison by my definition of a bad prison. Except from, outside escapes. From outside escapes, it's god-awful, but aren't all my prisons? And can't any prison be countered with Willy skeleton launchers? I mean, no, there's prisons that can counter that. And there's likely redstone out there that can counter literally any attack. But then people find a way to go around that redstone. And then it's just like a never-ending barrage of redstone for defensive prison purposes and ones for destructive prison purposes. I'm personally not on either side. I am more or less an escapist, but I also do like to build them, as you can see by this. Is any of the redstone good? No. You've never seen a redstone like this, just around the prison. It'd be like clustered up inside of it, so that it's further away from the walls. But I'm not gonna do that. Is this prison ever gonna get finished? Hopefully. I am going to have to watch a tutorial on how to portal link. But, I don't know. I'm only finishing this because I don't like to just end something unfinished. Whether it's a garbage prison or not, it deserves, the proper, homage of knowing it is a prison, you know? At least I gave it a chance. The cell's not a bad cell. Some of the redstone doesn't work. Some of it is just wrong. And then there's the kill checks, which are awful. And then I'm debating whether it's even going to be a mining fatigue prison. Because, because it's going to be really hard to escape if it is. But it'll also counter griefing, Prestonian breaking all the beds on the way to the cell, for example. Which is kind of how he escaped. I would replace them after he breaks them, and then I'd kill him. But he'd put it in a spot where I couldn't find it, on top of the bed, for example. And then he'd start taking suffocation damage, but it's already too late because he has it. And that happens a couple times. He was able to drop it once in the cell after dying, and then put one in the furnace. But honestly, just breaking your bed on the way in to the cell kind of feels cheap. I feel like you have to have your spawn point set in the cell while being in the cell, at least for a set amount of time that isn't 0 seconds, you know. Also, I'm getting really close to the mic just because the very loud chirping of crickets and grasshoppers and things. Honestly, this is what most of person making is just placing the obsidian, because we don't have world edit or anything. We can't just just fill in all this area. I mean, some people can. I can't. Is the prison inescapable? Probably not. ever going to be. Definitely not from the outside. From the inside, I feel like it's possible, I just haven't found a way yet. The cell just regenerates too fast, but sometimes the floor doesn't regenerate. No one really takes advantage of the floor, though. Except for Josh, he tried to. But it was actually working that day. It just doesn't work some days. Luckily, it did on that day. I don't know what it is about. I think what's happening is I'm leaving it like... There's one like spot in which the redstone goes to 2 repeaters at 1 second instead of just 1. Because it's an instant, like, 0 tick delay. Or 1 tick delay, as some people call it. Like, just an instant repeater. But it does need to be a repeater to actually work. And basically, if you save at the exact time, so there's like a 1 in 5 chance, because like it happens like, it's like a 5-second timer, and it happens for like a full second, so maybe it's like half a second, which is like 1 in 10 chance, which is still a pretty good chance. And the prisoner can just escape, which I don't like. But there's no real way around that except to use like a different redstone clock. Also, I've changed this prison so much, it's no longer like the laggiest prison. I think I'm just gonna name it Wii U's fault, just because it's definitely my best prison, and probably the best prison I've seen on Wii U. Definitely the best prison I've seen on Wii U. LTCs, if I'm being honest, it was pretty escapable. Elder Guardians could spawn in the cell, you could fist fight them, get sponges from that, pillar up. There's a glass area right next to the bed, and also you only need to put up 2 to get to the bed. You break the bed, you let the guardian kill you, and then boom, you're out. Like, it's not like a hard prison to escape. It's also, it's like, it falls in the non-validatable category because of guardian spawners and bedrock, but it's kind of just like a for fun prison. So it's not like he was trying to get it validated or anything. There's not really a community on Wii U that validates prisons as of now. I've also been wondering if chunk bans are like actually possible, but I feel like they're just not, because the way Wii U just works compared to other versions, it's I don't think it's impossible. I'm sure there's a way. There's also the good old piston button and an iron door, or any door, but that's like a more or less like a just leaving the game without saving would do the same thing. It's just a lot cooler than leaving without saving. Also, I feel like if you're gonna make a prison, you're gonna be the host. That's like the thing with Wii U Edition, which is you can make prisons and never servers. I've done it before. But there's like other. You're probably gonna be the host if you're making one. And rather you're the host or the guest on a server, changes how like you build the prison by like a large amount. There are advantages to building it on someone else's server, like I don't know. There's also like things to like positives to hosting. Also, I feel like I don't know how exactly it would work on like if leaving without saving is a valid way to keep the prisoner in the cell, because yeah, they're still in the cell, but like kind of using your like host abilities to the advantage, which is like I feel would invalidate a prison if it relied on leaving without saving. But that's just my opinion. My opinions are often wrong, but I think that one's like a strong. I feel like that's a good opinion. That it should be invalidated if you use leaving without saving or leaving with saving to, or like just saving in general to your advantage. I really like just talking about things I'm doing. Like, like I was talking with about my Pokemon Showdown tournament with a friend recently, talking about teams he could use. He has an interesting team. I think he could, depending on who joins, he could definitely be like top two. I'm not gonna use a good team. I'm purposely using a garbage team. I I'm also choosing bad movesets for the Pokemon, except for my Chestnut. Also, I learned I don't like VGC or VCG. I don't know which one it is. I don't like it. Like every Pokemon stats are red, and it's like why? Why? Just why? Why would you want to lower the stats so that the moves can do more? I guess, or like less because your attack is lowered as well, but like it's still gonna do more because of its base power. Like it just feels like a really weird game mode that I wouldn't get used to. But it's the only Gen 6 like thing or Gen 7 thing that's like you can choose your team from what I could find. And I want to have a one with where Mega Evolution's allowed and one where it's not. Actually did find the Gen 8 thing where it allows Mega Evolution, but it's like such weird, like the limits are weird, and also Chestnut's illegal in all Gen 8 formats, including Anything Goes. Like, come on, unban the Gen 6 starters. Just because they're the best doesn't mean they need to be banned. Except for Incineroar probably being better. I used to think Prismarina was better, but then I was like, that's just because of his typing. You get a steel type on the field or a poison type on the field. No, wait, not a poison type. Because water resists poison. But, like, you get a solid steel type Pokemon on the field and it's dead. Good electric type, it's dead. It's kind of just, like, adding the dragon immunity, and that's really it. Also, quick side note, I didn't know that, what's it called? Chestnut could learn Dragon Punch. I didn't even know Dragon Punch was a freaking move until, or it was like Dragon something. Might have been Dragon Tail, but I don't think it was. I just thought that was interesting. I really hope my VCG 2015 team also works for Gen 8 Anything Goes, because if it does, that would be great in a much better format. I feel like most people would agree having one tournament compared to two would be better, just because it saves a little bit of time. You don't have to convert your teams to different generations. Some people would have to change their team in between like tournaments and stuff because their Pokemon might be not allowed in the other format. I found like a new respect for Charizard competitively though. It's a solid physical attacker, but that's honestly kind of all it is. It can take a hit, but not very many. It's not known for it. It's by far the least bulky, but also best attacker out of the starters from Gen 1. Although if you can set up a good rapid spin with a Blastoise, and you just outspeed everything, that could be like pretty good. You also have to use some other setup moves, but I think Rapid Spin is a really good setup move just because, yeah, it only levels it up by 1, but like at the same time, it's also an attack, so like that's not bad. I'm getting tired of seeing Obsidian. Brings me back to the good old days of me showing just the level I was willing to grind. I remember all 30 shulkers of Obsidian and just how they immediately just were placed and then forgotten about. I feel like I don't think about those days when I would just like mine Obsidian for several hours straight. But it's like those were pretty important. Like learned a lot of things. Like, the void will eat your stuff. That was a very important lesson I learned during that time period. Also, now that we're, like, over with the original SMP, there are some confessions. Unfortunately, Trick is the only one that's actually going to give a damn about this. But there were, like, quite a few occasions in which I would leave without saving to get my stuff back. Now, say what you will. I don't care. I understand that's kind of dumb, but if Cousin ever lost his unenchanted diamond armor and like 10 golden carrots, I'd do it for him. Ernest lost his stuff once, and I left, but it had autosaved before his stuff got, like, after his stuff died. But if I would have been in the, like, focused and noticed that he would have lost his stuff, I would have been like, do you need me to leave? And he would have been like, let's look for like 3 minutes so that it doesn't despawn. And then that's probably what he would say, at least, is like, let's look for a little bit and then we leave without saving. That just sounds like an earnest thing to say. I thought, okay, that is a tunnel, but it's a useless tunnel now. Okay. Dude, I honestly miss my, like, old friend group. It's not necessarily my fault that I don't hang out with them. Like, yeah, sure, I'm hanging out with, like, Josh a lot now. But, like, they're just very rarely in, like, any call. I'll check every Discord server I'm on with them, and they're just never VCing or anything. And they're also just never online on Discord, or they're playing, like, something like Splatoon, and then I just feel like a bother because I don't know what they're talking about. I'll bring up something else, and they'll just, like, seem like they're bored. So, like, I feel like if they're playing a video game that I'm not, like, close to or interested in, then it'd just be awkward if I was there. But, like, at the same time, if I just wasn't there, I'd feel like kind of like a bad friend. So I don't really know which one's, like, the better, like, result. Not being there at all, but also not making conversations awkward. Or being there, but having really awkward conversations. I don't know. This water is not going to regenerate, so it's always going to be flowing water, and that's fine. Also, if you're wondering what this is, it's a cobblestone generator. And you can flick a piston, and it'll start pushing it down. It's a very slow safety curtain. And yes, I just use iron bars for the guard area. And there's not any fancy, like, levers that do anything that'll, like, just kill you if you're doing something bad. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten to that yet. I'm also going to add lava pockets around every bed just so that if the item just goes slightly to the left or right, it'll burn. We want to lower the chances of people getting stuff through as much as possible. If you could put, like, lava and slabs and stuff, that would just make it so much better. Like, especially if you could, like, lava log stairs. I would have, like, already done that. Within, like, each area, because it can just, like, you can just, if you sleep under a staircase and then put a block on top of that staircase, you won't respawn in the staircase, you'll respawn above it. So if you were able to fill that with lava, then you would be able to, like, yeah. You could also just place stairs and hope that the item gets stuck there, but that's kind of lame. Like, it's not, that's like a, having lava in it's like a luck thing, but just having the stair is like a really luck thing. And then you just gotta hope they don't glitch into it, So I don't think it's worth it. We're doing a toothpick experiment in math class now. Toothpick bridge that thing, but, like, I don't like it. It's not necessarily the project, it's the fact that we have to work in groups. Everyone in my group is, like, part of my friend group, but, like, ugh. It'd be so much better if I could work alone. And then the design we came up with, it's not bad or anything, but it's not gonna support it at all. We're gonna, like, die at, like, 1 gram.
and we're not gonna get the 30 bonus points for having it the best, or we'll try to put too many toothpicks on it and then it'll go over the 43 gram or ounce limit. I forgot which one it is. Also, everything is measured in centimeters. I know, like, 36 centimeters, from what I know, is is a foot. So, it being 35 just means it's almost a foot long. Which is how long our bridge is supposed to be. Well, it's supposed to be, like, I want to say 25 centimeters, which is, like 9 inches, 10 inches. I think it's, like, more like 8, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. I really like this prison, though, if I'm being completely honest. It might not be the best of prisons, but I really like it still. If I ever get quiet, it's just because I'm, like, thinking about what to talk about, or just I don't feel like talking. But I feel like talking, I just don't really know what to talk about. There's so many, like, projects I'm working on that I could talk about, but then I spoil a project. People expect it to happen. I get so busy with other projects that I cancel that project. And then someone's like, oh no. So I'm not gonna, like, say any of the there's obviously this one, which is by far one of the bigger projects. Like, look at this actual bull crap I gotta fill in with obsidian. This breaks my height no, it doesn't. My height record is 80 blocks for a prison. This is a pretty big prison, though. This is a chunky boy. It does use bedrock, which is sad, but there was no way around it. I just made the floor too small. This world wasn't even meant for it. It's just a random build world. Like, let me go over here, for example. Bam. Garbage wipeout game that's literally not even a challenge. Random redstone door. A base design for my SMP. It's like robots, and it had like robot centipedes. I think I stole that design. Well, I don't think I stole it. I think I just used it and like told everybody I found it. Or maybe I did create it. I think I partially created it. Like, I added the lever or something. I remember I customized it a little bit. Also, there's just a bunch of random other robots, like this boy, which has 3 faces, and big, like, hammer axe things. He's like a normal one, but he's like a unicorn instead of like a lever boy. And then there's 2 of them. And then there's this one is just like a normal one with like a stinger. And this one's got like a dragon gun on it. I don't know. There's my FNAF map. I don't plan on finishing it. I was going to for Bostonian because he was going to like. He honestly kind of still is going through a FNAF like YouTube arc. It's such a random thing. Like, he'll go from really focusing on Minecraft animations. He's like, I got a banger Minecraft animation. Oh yeah, FNAF now. Just like out of nowhere. Cancels his Minecraft animation. Now, I can't really talk about canceling Minecraft animations as I have in the past because they're garbage. I've never canceled it for any other reason. I might as well upload the progress on the Fairy Tail cinematic that I promised everybody and then never came through with. Basically, Fairy Tales was like it's a song by someone named Gabby Sophia, I believe. And it's not a bad song, but it was like really it had a similar theme to my SMP. So Prestonian said, "Hey, you should make an animation to it," and I was already making an animation to it. Okay, and he was like, "I make it," and I was like, "Fine." So I started to make it. This was my no piston cobblestone / stone generator tunnel. As you can see, there you can just break that and then it just all dies. Also, this wouldn't be a validated prison because there's other builds in the world, which is one of the dumber things, because if it's like on an SMP, for example, there's obviously gonna be other builds on the server. I get it on this server specifically, though. There's some things I don't know about this one. Yeah, no, not this one, but there's other ones that have like bedrock and stuff, so I understand that. But I don't know. It just seems like a dumb thing. I don't really know what I want to talk about. This video is kind of just like talking. I just want to talk. I could like just talk to someone, but I feel like a conversation is so much better when they can't respond. Or like I have time to prepare like as many questions that people could possibly ask so that I could have as many answers as possible. I don't want to just like get a YouTube comment from like Prestonian, for example, asking some random question I would never in a million years have an answer to if I hadn't prepared. And Prestonian's definitely like a random question asker. He'll be like, "Did you have eggs this morning?" And I'll be like, Because I don't remember what I had breakfast. That was a long time ago. But like, there's no one who likes escaping my prisons. There's people who claim it's downright inescapable if you have nothing. That was Josh, by the way. And there's people like Noel who downright escaped it while having nothing. But to my credit, the redstone was broken. Like, just turned off, disabled. Hold on, let me see if it's still up here. This thing right here controls every single cobble gen for the main cell, except for that one. But that one is just a roof. You break this, cell doesn't regenerate. You're screwed. You don't want any, like, air pockets in a prison. Even if they can't course fruit into it, that's still one block less they gotta break. See, escaping a prison isn't leaving the cell, it's leaving the building itself, while also having entered the cell at least once, because if you... It's still a valid escape if you, like, not in my prisons, no. But in, like, most other prisons, if you escape before you get to the cell, that's fine. But that's just such a boring escape. You just refuse to get in the bed, boom. Yeah, it's the perfect escape. Like, they can't really do much about it. Like, I believe it was Mythodac and Canadian, although I'm pretty sure it was Canadian first who said that the worst they can do is kick you or make one of his prisons that were extremely flawed. It was like a speedrun. It wasn't necessarily a speedrun prison. He spent a lot of time making it, but it's like you can just find their spawn and make a prison around it, and it wouldn't take too much time. Except for like all the special design stuff, like the purple glass, which would take forever to get. Not purple glass, just like the amount of resources you need to make it look good when you could also just have the prison. I do like the idea of an involuntary thing, although it wasn't inescapable. You could escape it with one person. I don't even remember what it was called. It's called something, though. Should I turn on the lag machine? It doesn't really, like, most of the time it doesn't show up on camera. It just looks like it's normal. But, hopefully today we'll get, like, a... It's dropping my frame rate. It just doesn't look like it on my device, which is weird. You gotta, like, occasionally check on it, though. Yeah, this can be faster. Do I care? No. Although, if you were to have, like, 40 of these, you could stop redstone for a couple of minutes, which would be cool. I think it's, like, this one can stop it for 5 seconds, so, like, I don't know if it's, like, addition or multiplication or whatever, but it's one of those two. I haven't tried it with the second one just because I'm lazy and don't want to build a second one. There's so many cobble generators. There's like 5 different, not even including all of the like the 4 like main ones like these ones. As just one, there's like 3. I think there's 6 in total, right? These 4, this one, and then yeah, the one for the tunnel that leads to the bed. Why is that a cobble generator tunnel? Because I've always wanted to make a cobblestone generator tunnel, and that was the only reason. Not my first time making one. In fact, I think saving was the right thing to do there. I have 1 minute. Oh god, I got speedrun, I got speedrun, I got speedrun. Exactly 1 minute of recording time. I hope this is the one. It is, it is, it is. We don't talk about that one. That one's garbage. We're gonna go this way, I think. Here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. You go down here. Bam, bam, bam. Tunnel. And then that connects to the main cell, which is this brick right here. It was a garbage prison. Okay, I'm gonna have to end it soon. So, bye. Also, Josh, if you ever want to try to escape the remnants of the Christmas present, feel free to. You will not struggle. I can promise you that. There's no good guard system. 0 kill checks. Not even a struggle. This one, never finished it. Because I thought it was a garbage idea and impossible. And then it literally just accomplished the same thing as my new person. Okay, bye-bye. I have 2 seconds. Bye.